Police confirm it was a double murder-suicide.
Women are dying in our province.
People just don't tend to believe women.
Once again puts the spotlight on domestic violence.
Well, it's disturbing and pervasive, the harassment and violence against girls and women.
In recent weeks, a torrent of women's voices saying enough is enough.
First, Weinstein, then actress after actress. The Me Too campaign showed just how ingrained sexual violence is, and not just in far-off places.
It's in our community, our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, nieces, and our aunts.
Tonight, an in-depth look at what's being done to stop violence against women.
And we start with a government promise to tackle this very issue.
But promises are nothing new. Here Now's Ariana Kelland is live with that story tonight. Ariana?
Well, Debbie, I'm on Aberdeen Avenue in the east end of St. John's, and this is where searchers are again looking for missing woman Courtney Lake. Police believe she was killed, but even before her disappearance in early June, she was subjected to domestic abuse. It's cases like hers and others that have again shone a spotlight on violence against women. The names of 117 women read aloud, dead or missing, beaten, stabbed, shot, taken by men. In the crowd, Connie Pike. She doesn't know what it was about this year's vigil that affected her so much. But as her friend Debbie Hibbs read the name of her slain daughter Julianne, Pike had a realization.
That was 4 short years ago when we experienced that double murder-suicide right here in CBS. It was 4 years on Sunday, and the fact that 14 other names were read after Julianne's name was really striking to me. I thought, you know, is anyone else feeling this, that things aren't changing?
The province's justice minister was here too. Now he's hoping to make that change.
There's no doubt that that's had an impact on me. I mean, you can't sit there and hear those names being read and not feel empty and feel like there's more that can be done.
A new committee co-chaired by Parsons aims to find ways to end violence against women and girls. A big task with high stakes, one Pike has heard before.
The mere fact that they've decided to go this route is a good sign. Unfortunately, we've seen these signs before. So I don't want to sound, you know, like this might not work, but I really and truly hope that this will be the time when the issue is given the priority that it deserves. It so badly, badly needs and deserves.
And she has suggestions, like fully integrating the topic of healthy relationships into the curriculum. A similar model has been successful in Ontario. Or launching a massive advertising campaign. Get men on board who are willing to stand up, speak out, and take other men to task.
I'm not into this to put together a committee where we end up getting nothing done, or it's just I want to see, everybody wants to see action, and I know that the people that will be a part of this are the same mindset.
Pike hopes the new committee doesn't try and reinvent the wheel. For now, she'd settle for no new names read at next year's vigil. And there are new voices added to this discussion tonight. PANSO, or the Provincial Action Network on the Status of Women, is calling on government to halt the development of this committee until the department meets with organizations such as theirs. Now, this is the same group that called on the province to develop a provincial strategy to deal with these issues. It says instead the province circumvented anti-violence experts and ignored their initial requests. Reporting live from St. John's, I'm Ariana Kelland for Here and Now.
And still more allegations of violence against women, and today it was in Montreal. Sexual misconduct allegations against Gilbert Rozon.
He is the founder of the Just for Laughs Festival. Now, he stepped down following news reports that say 9 women alleged he harassed and sexually assaulted them. The claims have not been confirmed by CBC.
Rozon pleaded guilty to sexual assault back in 1998 and received an unconditional discharge. He didn't directly acknowledge any wrongdoing in these latest cases, but he did apologize to anyone he might have offended. But still to come on this issue, a look inside a centre in St. John's that helps young women escape some truly desperate situations. And
we return to Ariana Kelland for a live update on the search for Courtney Lake.
And here's what else is making news tonight. A tentative chicken deal is on order.
It's actually a recommendation of acceptance of the agreement.
But you could still have trouble with takeout.
Labrador West has no place to prepare bodies for burial.
We have no choice but to close the building.
It's a little difficult to grasp.
Months after opening his own Sears, he's forced to shut it down.
Really, it wasn't fair, you know. I think they knew.
Keep the umbrella handy. We've got showers moving in tonight and through the day on Friday. Timeline details are just ahead.
Police in Costa Rica have broken up a cult that has a Newfoundland connection. The story also involves another Canadian who was caught up in the group. Here now's Ryan Cook has the latest.
Hey, no! Hey, no! A dramatic clash with police. A dozen people detained, some charged with resisting arrest. This is how an alleged cult in the Costa Rican jungle ended up facing deportation. Wrapped up in the promises of a divine life, polygamy, and worshiping nature was Alex Raposo. The Toronto man says he fell under the spell of the group's leader, Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy.
And I'm not going to say he controlled me, it's just I fell for it. And I was like, okay, this is my family, I'm going to stick up for them. And now it's sad because he got a bunch of people in trouble that didn't need to be in trouble.
Eligio Bishop first made the news in March when 21-year-old Kayla Reed was reported missing by police in Newfoundland. She surfaced days later in this Facebook video posted by Bishop. After we spoke with the leader, he became angry. He gave Reed a plane ticket home the next day. Reed's mother called the group a cult, an allegation Bishop has agreed with in the past. Cult or not, Bishop appealed to Raposo, who was growing increasingly unhappy with his life in Toronto. He was one of the group's 37,000 followers online, and 3 weeks ago he met up with them in Costa Rica. On Saturday, they tried to travel across the country but hit a police checkpoint near the city of Limon. Raposo said most of the group were living with expired passports.
It turned sketchy when Nature Boy wanted to run.
Things got rough and Bishop ended up with cuts and bruises to his face and neck. Raposo, who was in the country legally, was released. Members turned over their cash to Bishop upon entry. Raposo says he also gets funding from online followers.
And now they're trying to contact me to bail them out and go get a debit card to pull out money. But I'm at this point, I don't want to get my hands tied into this and I don't want to get involved at all.
Raposo wants his family to know that he is safe, but he is not coming home. The other members of the group say they will be deported to their home countries once they're released from custody, marking the end of the cult's run in Costa Rica 7 months after the curious case of Kayla Reed. Ryan Cook, CBC News, St. John's.
There's a tentative agreement tonight between Country Ribbon and NAPE, a deal that could avoid work being stopped at the chicken processing plant in St. John's. It comes as workers were preparing for a strike, and businesses such as Mary Brown's were preparing for a possible chicken shortage. NAPE says details of the tentative agreement will be released at a ratification meeting, which is currently being scheduled.
Vote will actually take place because the members will always get to make a decision on when we bring a tentative agreement back or rejection. In this case, it's actually a recommendation of acceptance of the agreement. It clearly demonstrates what we said yesterday when both sides are willing to sit down at a bargaining table, talk, reach compromise, that no matter how difficult the issues, you can work them out.
The NAPE president also tells Here and Now that there could yet be a shortage of chickens to process, and that would lead to temporary shortage of work for Country Ribbon employees.
Well, there's a push tonight to get the province involved in ending a lockout in central Newfoundland that's dragged on for 10 months. The union representing locked out employees at DJ Composites in Gander wants the province to appoint a mediator in a bid to end the dispute. Unifor says the company is ignoring provincial labor laws, but a mediator could help resolve their problems or report to the minister on the cause of the impasse.
A 25-year-old businessman is saying goodbye to his store this week. He's one of thousands who's going to lose their jobs in the Sears closure, and his hometown store in Gander was just getting on its feet before the horrible news came. Here and Now's Garrett Barry explains.
Closing sales are on. The last pieces are being cleared out. Gander Sears' hometown store is shutting down.
Our mattresses, furniture, a few lawnmowers we have left, and all our fridges, stoves, laundry centers, everything. Everything has to go.
Just months ago, Mullet was setting up, moving back from Edmonton, emptying his home, finding employees. He invested thousands of dollars into this space, but now that Sears Canada has gone bankrupt, he's done too.
It's a little difficult to grasp. You know, we just opened here, like I said before, in March, so it's a few months of putting a lot of energy and effort and money into making this place look the way it is now, and here we are, you know, a couple months later and doing the opposite, closing it all down.
He knew the chain was in tough when it filed for bankruptcy protection this summer. One employee wonders why it was allowed to open in the first place.
It wasn't fair. Really, it wasn't fair. You know, I think they knew. But why they did it, I guess we'll never know the answer, you know, so that's a little disappointing.
Liquidation sales have caught the eye of some longtime shoppers. Barry Arch bought thousands in appliances, but there's something else on his mind.
I just don't know who's going to take Sears' place in the marketplace. It's going to be interesting to see. I feel sorry for all the workers and the retirees that are out of work and losing their benefits. There's been a lot in the news about it lately.
Mullet manages this franchise and co-owns it with his father. It's a tough day for them and the two other employees.
Ultimately, it's out of my control, so there's nothing I can really do or say to change anything, and I just have to accept the fact that what happened was out of my control.
Liquidation sales at Sears Canada locations start today. There's still another couple of weeks left of work inside here. Mullet says he's not going to think about what comes next until he closes those doors for the last time. Garrett Berry, CBC News, Gander.
People with disabilities are anxious to find out more about the province's plans to improve accessibility. CBC News has learned Service NL Minister Sherry Gambin-Walsh is set to announce changes to accessibility regulations. Here now's Ramona Deering has more on that story.
Sherry Gambin-Walsh is making a promise, and this is huge news for people with disabilities, that this province will be in line with national accessibility codes. The existing legislation will be reviewed, and in the short term, new regulations are coming under the Buildings Accessibility Act. The minister says the needs of people who are deaf, hard of hearing, or who have limited vision will be included.
So as we move forward, we truly and honestly want to be able to educate and work with the business community so that it's accessible for all, not just for persons with disabilities also, but for seniors, for moms who are pushing babies in strollers. So accessibility is really about making community accessible for all.
The formal announcement is on Monday, and the specific details will be crucial to accessibility advocate Joanne McDonald. She's tired of hitting barriers.
I'm at a point in my life where I believe right now it's clear discrimination. The legislation is discriminating against individuals with disabilities in this province. It's not working for us, it's actually keeping us out. We have businesses here that remove accessibility features. They're allowed to do it.
One example, McDonald says a hotel in St. John's recently did some renovations, but now it's actually harder to get into the building than it used to be. And her attempts to speak to two different managers have gone nowhere.
Now is going to bring you inside the doors of this place, Naomi Center. It's been helping women for 30 years. Hello, hello.
And later, tributes pour in as people remember Gord Downey of the Tragically Hip.
This weather update is brought to you by the Take Charge Business Efficiency Program. Over 400 businesses have saved energy and taken charge of their bottom line. Find out how you can too.
Welcome back, everyone. What a beautiful
Gorgeous
autumn
one.
day.
Gorgeous one. Managed to get out lunchtime. Beautiful leaves.
Great.
Was that you sleeping on the front lawn there? Thought I saw you have a little snooze.
Getting used to these hours. I need a nap.
Yeah, that's right. Still on the morning show hours. I know you didn't get out today, but
no, in the gym, but
yeah.
anyway. Hopefully tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Make sure you get out early if you're in the east. In Central, it's more of an afternoon. Everybody should have a little window of some sunshine tomorrow where we can see hopefully more scenes like what you're about to see. Beautiful stuff. Again, the trees are really popping right now in terms of, how about the burning bush in the foreground there? That makes this picture. I know we've got the yellows and the oranges there, but lovely.
Is it just me, or are the leaves more spectacular in Central?
Oh, they're way, definitely, yeah.
And they haven't had as much wind to
Obviously
tear
not.
them off the branches.
That's true. And I think there tends to be more birches out that way too than there are here on the Avalon. So just a gorgeous picture, of course, this from Gander, courtesy of Joyce. And Joyce, thanks so much. Now, we had, again, a lovely day today in Central and across most of the island today. Where we haven't had a lovely afternoon is western parts of Labrador, and we've got showers already on the menu. And I show you this because this is the next system, which is slowly but surely going to roll in tonight. And Labrador City already into the mix. Happy Valley Goose Bay is next up. And then this sweeps across the island from west to east as we roll throughout the day on Friday. Some sunshine ahead and some sunshine behind the front, but certainly some good shower chances along that front. Now, behind the front, again, just 5 degrees and along that front, but ahead of it, talking about double digits for most of us. A bit of a southeast wind keeping temps a little bit cool for St. John's right now, but we will have a fairly mild overnight and in through the Friday morning time period. So through the night tonight, we've got showers mixing to flurries in the west. We will see showers mixing to flurries through the day over central and southeastern Labrador. For the island, shower chances to start the day in Corner Brook. It's a dry start from St. John's to central and the northeast with some sunny breaks in the mix, and then those showers work through into the afternoon and evening hours. Friday evening plans, especially for Metro, make sure you've got the umbrella handy, and as you move into the Friday evening time period, we still have some shower chances along the west coast. Central, though, should see a late afternoon break, and again, there are those flurries in the mix for places like Happy Valley Goose Bay. Now, Saturday, by the time we get to Saturday morning, most of the precip's gone, but we've got this cold air rushing in, northwest winds, shower chances mixed with wet flurries along the west coast, and as we work into the afternoon and evening hours and temperatures drop, showers with the risk of some of those snow pellets or graupel along that northeast coast, including St. John's into the afternoon, evening hours, and into the overnight, and Sunday morning could even see some wet flurries mixing in. Not even out of the question for St. John's. So we'll talk more about that in your long-range forecast. 5-6 degrees, even double digits in the west and southwest tonight, so very mild with winds gusting 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. So we're going to lose some leaves tonight and in through tomorrow. It's going to be quite breezy as we roll through the metro region tomorrow. 8 degrees to start. Winds picking up quickly. Gusts 60 to 70 for most of the day. Shower chances into the afternoon. Best risk is from drive home time through the evening and into the early overnight hours. And again, we start Friday morning, and you can see with those showers moving eastward through the day, that sun will fade away and those showers again into the afternoon for the east. 14-15 degrees, a little bit cooler over the west with that wind shifting to westerly. A breezy day, but some sun into the afternoon for central parts of Newfoundland. Clouds hang on most of the day along the west coast. Pretty cloudy from start to finish with higher elevation flurries for the Mealy Mountains tomorrow and then into the evening for places like Happy Valley Goose Bay. Labrador City, Churchill Falls, flurries in the mix right through the day. That's your forecast. Long-range details right through the weekend. Coming up, Anthony.
Thanks, Ryan. If walls could talk, it's tough to imagine what kinds of stories we'd hear about what happens inside this house near downtown of St. John's. This is Naomi Center, an emergency shelter for young women who find themselves in crisis. Naomi Center is on Patrick Street, and it marked its 30th anniversary tonight. 3 decades of providing a temporary home and safe places to stay for women between the ages of 16 and 30. Now, a couple of hours ago, the center was filled with music and people as it held a big open house. And organizers opened their doors to Here and Now, giving us a rare glimpse inside a private house that for some has been the only safe place they have ever known. Jill, big celebration today. Congratulations. Walk me through this. What happens when someone comes through these doors?
Well, the young women who come to Naomi Center come here for a variety of reasons. 21% of our residents come as a result of family or relationship breakdown. It could be anything from they're struggling with a mental health issue, addictions, and when they come in, we want to meet their primary needs. We give them a safe and supportive place to live and connect them with services in the community.
Last year you had 150 women come through these doors?
Yes, we did. We had 115 admissions actually in the last year. So it's quite an accomplishment, and we certainly work with a lot of our residents to find supportive housing and stable housing in the community. And we also work with a lot of our former residents who've moved on, and they come back once a week for a meal and to connect with staff and get support as well.
Now, the mission is to help women who find themselves in some kind of a crisis. Obviously, I don't want any identities, but is there a particular story that stands out to you as being one of those poignant ones that Naomi Center has helped somebody with?
Yes, absolutely. We had a young woman stay with us this year. She was 18 years old, and she was recently evicted from where she was living. And when she came to Naomi Center, she was living with an unmanaged mental illness. We were able to connect her with a doctor, and they were able to develop a treatment plan. And then we helped her find some safe and affordable housing in the community where she's living on her own and independently.
What has 30 years of this place operating meant for meeting the needs of women?
Well, we've certainly been a safe place for young women to go over the 30 years when they've had no other place to go. It's really challenging to make positive changes in your life when you don't have a safe place to lay your head at night.
All right, I'd like to bring Lisa into this with Stella Circle, the CEO there. Hi again.
Hi there.
Big anniversary, a big celebration. What's your sense of how Naomi Center fits in with everything that Stella Circle does?
Yeah, it's a critical component, and so often when we talk about housing, we talk about it on a spectrum. And so as an emergency shelter, this is really one end of the housing spectrum. But what we want to do is work with the women as quickly as we can to get them into more safe and permanent housing. And so that's where our Brian Martin Housing Resource Center comes into play. And so we're very fortunate in that we offer housing and counseling and employment services so we can provide those wraparound services to women.
So this could be the sort of gateway where women come in and then you find other places that they can go and either find housing or work?
That's exactly it. So as soon as a woman comes in, and Jill and the social worker and the other staff will work with that woman to see what the needs are and how we can match up those needs either within our organization or with other community organizations as well.
Do you think enough women in the community who actually have a real need know about the existence of the Naomi Center?
I hope that they do, but there's always the case that isn't the case, you know, and it is the only young women's shelter in the province, actually. And so we do get people from Labrador, from the West Coast, from St. John's, and so the awareness may not be as high for women who live outside of St. John's, for example. So awareness is really important, and we work with a lot of other community organizations and health boards to try and get that word out there.
And how's a place like this changed over 3 decades?
Well, you know, the house, it's a gorgeous house, right? And it's very homey, and it's very comfortable, and deliberately so. I think what's changed is the person who comes here. So the issues are more complex. There are more of a multitude of issues.
Between different mental illnesses that we didn't take that seriously 30 years ago, or drugs, what do you mean?
Or didn't know about, or people are coming with both mental health issues and addictions, so they're starting addictions to try and manage their own mental health. And so I think the acuity of the issues, the challenge of the issues has become really more difficult in the last 30 years.
Jill, you're the program manager here. I'll give you the last question. What makes you proudest about working here?
It is just such an honor and privilege to work with each young woman every day, and just to help them walk alongside where they are right now, and to provide them whatever support they need. It's way more than a job, and it's very much a privilege to be here.
When you meet up with somebody whose life was really messed up and they've been gone for a few years, they managed to get things together, how do you react?
It's just so heartwarming. It's just one of those moments that you just feel so proud that you had some part in their story.
Well, listen, big celebration today. Congratulations, and here's to many, many more celebrations in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks very much.
Coming up after the break, we're going to meet one woman who got the help she needed here at Naomi Center. Melody, take me back 25 years ago when you first got in touch with Naomi.
So I was 16 years old, and I was going through a lot of stuff at the time, like I guess most teenagers do, having some trouble at home, had some early childhood trauma stuff that was happening, was getting in trouble at school, probably not coping with it in the right ways, using drugs, hanging out with people I probably shouldn't have been hanging out with. So I found myself in the middle of the night in a crisis. Wasn't really sure where to go or what I should do.
Right.
And
what kind of crisis, if you don't mind?
I left home. I just couldn't handle whatever was going on at the time. I didn't know where to go. I left home, and then I realized I didn't really have anywhere to go. So I called a counselor that I'd been going to see, and he told me about Naomi Center.
Okay, so you're a runaway, you were using drugs.
Yeah.
You get in touch with this place. What happened next?
I called them and let them know kind of that I was in a situation, didn't have anywhere to go, and I was really afraid. And they sent a taxi to come get me, and brought me in and had a chat with me.
And you stayed here for how long after that?
I stayed here on and off, probably like till I was 20, 21. So I was here sometimes months at a time, sometimes weeks, sometimes days.
But on and off for 4 years?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And how did that change your life?
I think it changed my life in a lot of positive ways. I finally was able to make contact with a group that had my best interests at heart, as opposed to, I guess, how teachers are, you know, I always thought the adults in my life just had their own interests at heart, or their own job, or something. So this group was really specific in helping me and what was good for me. And
so you didn't feel you could turn to your parents, teachers?
No, I didn't feel that way, and I don't know if that's unique to just me. I think most teenagers would feel that way, but because of some of the other stuff I had on the go, I just really felt that I couldn't. I didn't have that safe person at the time I thought I could go to.
So specifically, what did you find here that was missing in your life?
This, what I thought was missing in my life was just support and being listened to, and having an opportunity to be believed, and I got that when I came here, and I got understanding, and I got people who were just willing to listen and talk to me, and have some real meaningful relationships with people, like with women and other people my age, because I didn't really have that.
It sounds like you didn't have much of your own family. Did you find a kind of family here?
I mean, I did have a family, and I have a really good relationship with them now. I did, but I just wasn't in a place where I was getting it at that time. And I didn't have a lot of peers I had good friendships with, so I found that here.
Right.
Yeah.
Your time here seems to have had an impact, because you're in your early 40s now, right? 16 wasn't yesterday.
No.
But your time here seems to have actually had an impact on what it is you do now.
For sure. Yeah.
What do you do?
I work for Thrive, for a program called CASey, which is the Coalition Against the Sexual Exploitation of Youth. We go and we train service providers and other community members on that topic, and I also talk to young people about some of my experiences when I was young, and kind of help them, guide them through some things now, and just be able to relate to them.
When you're dealing with young people, whether it's across the table like we are now, do you ever see a young 16-year-old that you think you're looking at yourself?
It has happened, and it was a young girl who was sat across the table from me, and she was kind of like me, really guarded. She had her hood up. She wasn't really making a lot of eye contact. She was tough. She, you know, was really resilient, but I could tell she wasn't trusting or going to be open. And gradually, as I started to tell her my story, the hood came down. She kind of relaxed a bit. She made eye contact. She spoke with me, and after we talked, she actually came up and hugged me, which for this young person was something she didn't normally do. So
it's because you had credibility, because she thought you understood, because you'd been through what she'd been through, or similar things.
Exactly, and I think once you've kind of been through this kind of stuff in life, it's easy to talk to somebody who's already been there, because you don't have to explain everything to them.
I know you were at 16 at the time, but now that you've had some experience dealing with people, women who have problems, and I know that Naomi Center deals with all kinds of different problems, whether it's abuse, drug abuse, being alone, runaways, that kind of thing. Do you ever get the feeling that not enough women know that this place exists?
I think today it's a lot different than it was for me. I think because of social media and different things. But I do think there is a population that don't know it exists, and I think it's a really essential service that people need to know, because sometimes when you do need a safe place to go and there's nowhere available, you could be putting yourself in a more vulnerable position for things, you know, to happen. So
right. Final question for you. When you think back as to when you actually picked up the phone the first time, do you understand in 2017 while it's still difficult for women to pick up that phone?
Definitely, because there's a stigma that comes along with it as well. Once you're a young woman, then you're deemed homeless and you have to stay at a shelter, and you know there is a certain amount of stigma with that. So
how do we get over that?
By being able to speak about our experiences, and to be more open about the services that are available, and not be afraid to tell people that these places are here.
All right, Melinda, appreciate your time. It was nice meeting you.
Thanks. You.
Well, it's been 4 months since Courtney Lake disappeared, but that has not diminished the Lake family's resolve to find her. We're going to go back out now to Aberdeen Avenue. That's where Here and Now's Ariana Kelland is tonight. She's standing by with one of Courtney's aunts, Donna Walsh.
Hi, Debbie. Well, we're actually standing by with two of Courtney's aunts tonight, Glenda Power and Donna Walsh. And the search just wrapped up here on Aberdeen Avenue. So can you tell us, was anything found here tonight?
We didn't find anything in particular relating to Courtney's disappearance, but we always find stuff. But we took a look at some things and we could tell it wasn't related to Courtney.
It's hard to believe, but you guys have organized and been a part of more than 60 searches for your niece. Has that ever, have you ever stopped and said, maybe this is enough, we've searched enough?
It will never be enough until we find her, but obviously we are under pressure now because the season is changing, it's getting colder, the snow will come. Our mission is to get as many searches in as possible before snow prevents us from doing so.
Now, tonight we were talking about some of the searchers that have become like members of the family to you. So through something so horrible and tragic, you've seen a good side of people. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Have we ever? I mean, people have stepped up and come to us as strangers, but they're now part of our lives. They're in our hearts. They support us. They give us strength to go from day to day without Courtney, and they stand beside us. Like they are just as eager to find Courtney as we are, and that's phenomenal.
Some discussion this week. A new committee will be formed to look at issues related to violence against women and girls. What would you like to see come out of that?
Well, we recently attended the In Her Name vigil where there were 117 names read out, Courtney's amongst them, of women who have been murdered in this province. The ultimate goal is that that list does not get any longer. We need action at multiple levels across departments of government like education, health, justice. We need involvement in that community of the community organizations that are on the ground, in the field, doing important work in combating violence against women day in and day out. So we're looking forward to seeing who will be on the committee and what their plan is.
All right, and last question, what's next? As you said, the days are growing shorter, the snow will be on the ground soon. What's next?
We continue searching until we can't search no more in terms of snow. So our evening searches are probably going to come to an end soon, probably as quick as next week. But we move it to the afternoon for searchers who are here with us that can search in the afternoon. And we continue our weekend searches. Can't stop, won't stop. We're going to find Courtney.
All right, thank you both so much.
Thank you.
That was Donna Walsh and Glenda Power.
And that's our Ariana Kelland reporting live for us tonight. The resolve of Courtney Lake's family is truly incredible.
Yeah, especially in the face you start shaking your head when she's talking the number of women who've been killed and just the determination after 4 months. I mean, it's remarkable.
Up next, the MHA for Labrador West tells us about an unusual situation there. No place for bodies to be prepared for burial. Welcome back to Here and Now. An unusual situation has developed in Labrador West. There's no place for bodies to be prepared for burial. Penny's Funeral Home had been providing that service, but the Ministerial Association notified parishioners yesterday that because of matters beyond the Penny's control, they aren't able to continue. Graham Leto is the Liberal MHA for Labrador West.
We've been doing for the past 2.5 years. We've kept the facility going in the old building, but we're at the point today where Labrador Granville Health certainly has some concerns, and we do as well, about the integrity of the building, and we find that it's come to the point where we have no choice but to close the building and to either demolish it or find some alternate use for it.
Now, in a statement from the Ministerial Association yesterday, they said, that this situation has developed, and I'm told that they have been trying for a number of months to deal with Labrador Granville, to work something out. How acceptable is it that you find yourselves in this situation today?
And we have been working in fact, we've been working since the old hospital closed to find alternate facilities, but we've been successful, and through the cooperation of Labrador Granville Health, we've been able to keep that facility going for the past 2.5 years and allowing Mr. Penny to use it for his business. We're at the point, as I said, we're at the point today where we have no choice because of the integrity of the building to close this building. And we'll be working with the community leaders. In fact, I've called an emergency meeting for Saturday, where we will sit down and look at a solution to this problem. And I share the concern and the disappointment in the community. I certainly want this service. It's an essential service, and it's something that we should have in our community. And we will find a solution. We will find a solution.
What are the options here?
Well, the options are to find a solution. We don't need a big space, so I mean, we're hoping that we can find in the community somewhere where we can put this facility so that Mr. Penny can carry on with his funeral director business.
Now, you just said that this is an essential service. So
Absolutely.
Is government obliged to come up with a resolution?
Yeah, well, the funeral services are normally done by the private sector. In this case, I guess where the facility has been in the hospital for 50 plus years, I guess this is an anomaly, and nowhere else does this exist, and that's why there's not a facility in the new hospital. But whether we're obliged, I don't think we could be, but nevertheless, I feel obligated as the MHA to find a solution to this issue, and I will.
And will it be resolved, do you think, as early as the meeting Saturday?
I think it will be resolved shortly thereafter.
That would be a relief to 3 families, I'm told, who have terminally ill loved ones at this moment, who are looking at the options of maybe sending their deceased to Seattle or even Happy Valley Goose Bay.
That is correct, but I've talked to at least one of those families just about half an hour ago, actually. I've talked to them. They understand the situation we're in, but again, I've assured them that we will help them through this. And this is something that I, as MHA, feel that we need to do. And the trauma of losing a loved one is enough. The family doesn't need this particular and this extra stress on them to find a funeral director or a means of burying their loved ones. So it's something that we will find a solution to, and the Ministerial Association certainly share my concerns. The mayors share my concerns. So we're all getting together Saturday. I think once we get all our heads together, we'll find a solution to this.
Graham Leto, thank you very much.
Thank you.
A lot of anxious people there in Labrador West. I mean, what a situation. It is very unusual. So we'll be following what happens on Saturday, as no doubt the people in Lab West will.
Some peace of mind when I rest in peace, right? A 500-pound brass bell stolen from a cemetery in Norris Arm has been found. It was located at an antique shop in Bishops Falls, about 20 minutes away.
Police tell us the owner of the store was only too happy to return the bell to St. Luke's Anglican Church. The bell was a centerpiece in an open area of the cemetery, not hung in a steeple. So the church had taken to social media to plead for its return, saying it had sentimental value because it came from the resettled Exploits Island.
Of course, the big question, which we don't have an answer to, is how the heck were the culprits able to lift it without ringing a bell with anyone?
Oh dear. Let's meet our young athlete of the day. This is Charlotte Dolter of Corner Brook. Charlotte is 2 years old and played with the under-4 Timbits soccer team this summer.
And here she is pictured receiving her medal.
Oh.
Awesome job, Charlotte. You're today's young athlete of the day. Nice.
She's not that much bigger than her medal.
That's right.
Sweet.
Okay, so a question for both of you and all of you out there. Are you mentally prepared for flurries in the mix this weekend?
Flurries?
Yes.
I guess.
I mean, it's October 20th
Yeah.
tomorrow, 21st, 22nd this week. I mean, it is the season, but...
But after, after a day like today, it just comes with no warning.
Yeah.
But we are approaching Halloween, and we always have a few flurries before that.
That's
so.
true. And a little taste of everything in this long range, really, because we have flurries in the mix, even for the island this weekend, and then high teens, maybe even back into the 20s next week. Newfoundland and Labrador. You gotta love it. Have a look at our Weather on the Way headlines. And yeah, really the focus over the next couple of days is showers rolling in for Friday. We've got Saturday showers to flurries for, yes, not just Labrador, but Newfoundland. And cool but brighter for Sunday. A chance of seeing some flurries early on Sunday, but really improving into the afternoon. This is the driver of our weather over the next couple of days. It's moving in from the west. We've got the big southerly push ahead of it. So yeah, nice warm air, and then the cold air wrapping in on the other side of that system. That will have temperatures really dropping for the weekend. And here's how it all plays out. Watch your future tracker here. The showers through Labrador tonight, into western Newfoundland for tomorrow morning, central Newfoundland into the afternoon, St. John's into a couple of shower chances for tomorrow afternoon, but really the best chance of some steadier showers will be for the commute home into the evening and overnight hours, with, again, that mix to flurries through the morning hours and even the overnight for western Labrador, and then a chance in the higher elevations for tomorrow afternoon, southeastern parts of Labrador. Now, temperatures again ahead of the system, ahead of the front, 14, 15 degrees. We're cooling off and a little bit cooler, certainly, with temperatures 11 degrees for a high in Corner Brook, but we're falling to the 7, 8 degree range into the afternoon as winds become westerly tomorrow. Saturday morning, there's that cool northerly flow, which is going to, again, have flurry chances, especially southeastern parts of Labrador, the west coast of Newfoundland by Saturday morning into the afternoon. As those temperatures fall aloft, we are going to be seeing showers with a chance of some of those snow pellets and graupel along the northeast coast for Saturday afternoon into the Saturday evening time period. Temperatures in the 5, 6, 7 degree range. Again, just 0 to 4 degrees across Labrador. And again, the best chance of flurries Saturday itself will be in the west coast region. For Saturday afternoon, evening into the overnight, we bring the risk of some flurries for St. John's, the northeast coast, central Newfoundland, and that risk continues into the Sunday morning time period. But as we work throughout Sunday, most of those precip chances begin to work offshore as that area of high pressure starts to move in. That said, while we will become brighter, we're not getting much warmer. Temperatures in the 4 degree range for most of the island, a little bit warmer along the south coast, but Sunday is a cool day, no question about that. Temperatures again near the freezing mark in Labrador City. Then comes the long range. How about this? High pressure sinks to the south, big southerly push of air, not ruling out an early shower chance on Tuesday, but generally it's a cloudy day, and then the warm air really pushes in through Wednesday into Thursday. We will bring some shower chances into the mix again by the time we get to Thursday, but look at those temperatures really rising, 12 to 16 to even 18, 19 degrees by the time we get to Thursday, based on the latest forecast models. Again, it's a 7-day, so we'll take this with a bit of a grain of salt, but very good consensus that we do have a big warm-up coming as we work towards the middle part of next week. Debbie?
Thanks, Ryan. To national news now. The death of Gord Downey is still on a lot of minds tonight. CBC News has been asking you to share your memories of the tragically hip frontman who died Monday night. Here's a tribute sent to us by one of our viewers.
A time you turn tragic stories into melody and rhyme.
This song, Ahead of Your Time, was created and sent to us by singer Damien Follett in Paradise. He says he wrote it after being moved and inspired by the Tragically Hip's final concert in Kingston last year.
After days of accusations, his job gave him an unfair advantage in his personal wealth management. Finance Minister Bill Morneau is making some changes. Morneau insists he broke no rules and followed the recommendations of the Ethics Commissioner from the very start, but today he called her to say he's choosing to put more distance between his cabinet role in Ottawa and his personal portfolio and family business. Morneau says he had been naive to believe the Commissioner's recommendations would be enough to meet the high expectations of Canadians.
I told her that I would like to, even though it wasn't part of her recommendations, move forward and put my assets in a blind trust, to divest all of my and my family's assets in Morneau-Chapelle. While that process happens, and I started it this morning, there will remain in place a conflict of interest screen to make sure that in that process, I'm completely free of conflicts.
Our viewer picture of the day, once again, is a beautiful picture, and today's clue is from a provincial park in Central. Can you name the park? Find out after the break.
That's a toughie. Welcome back. Parks Canada is looking for an artist in residence for the Cape Breton Highlands National Park.
From rolling hills to warm colors and crisp air, no shortage of inspiration for potential applicants.
Nice.
Yep, they'll be spending weeks exploring and fostering their creativity. The program is a first for Parks Canada and Cape Breton, and it's open this fall to artists in all creative media.
It's pretty spectacular.
Nice pictures.
Is it as good as ours?
I don't think so.
You're biased.
I think our picture's better from Lauren and Ella Hiscock. So, a provincial park in Central.
In Central?
I was guessing in commercials, and I guessed incorrectly. Jackman's Pond.
Jordan's Pond, did you say?
No, Jackman's.
Notre Dame?
Both are wrong.
Yeah, I know.
I
don't know.
What did you guess, Anthony?
I was going to say Sir Richard Squires, but I'm too far west.
Well, that's, again, both good guesses. Anyway, Today's answer is Notre Dame Provincial Park. Did you?
Yes. You never listened to me.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it
No,
either.
we didn't
Check
hear
the
it.
tape.
We didn't hear it.
tape.
No, I didn't hear any Notre Dame guesses. Did you folks at home hear Notre Dame?
Please tweet if you did.
Yeah, I'm sure you said it in the commercial break when no one could hear you.
It
Anyway,
may be the case.
We're very appreciative of getting that picture. What a spot. I bet you they go back there a lot.
Yeah,
I would.
A few people heading there this weekend, I would say.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our program for tonight. Thanks very much for being with us. Have a great night. See ya.
Good night.
Good night.
Notre Dame. You didn't say Notre Dame.
No, you didn't.
Mixing it up so much. I'll prove it to you.
Yeah, well, I want to hear the tape.